No, I was scared. You remember what the whole situation with when you get pregnant? Of course, I was scared.
with everything that was
Everything,
going
yeah.
on.
But after that, calm down, be happy.
What were you scared? Emotional, financial, physical?
Uh, every man must think about, as long as they think about taking care of the child, you think about financial. But me know so that's something we have to get through no matter the situation. Um, but emotional with everything that was going on. It was just, well, it was, I'm gonna say so sure for a surprise, but just with here, yeah, pregnant was different.
When we found out I was pregnant, my mom had just passed. So it was like a whole it was a lot. It was more emotional to me more than it was physical. What was the pregnancy experience like for you?
Oh, it was awesome talking to the baby before it was. Remember, she just start kick at certain time of the day and stuff like that. It was awesome, different. First time going through that experience, it was cool. That I never missed one doctor's appointment. Can say that.
I feel like I'm so far away from you.
Exactly, I just said that the same thing. Yeah, so I never miss a doctor's appointment and stuff like that. So I was very engaged. I think the baby was engaged also. The baby very much participated. When she was at the doctor's office when we were doing the ultrasound, she
Just
showed off
jumping
some
all
moves
over.
and stuff like that sometimes. So yeah,
Um,
what was the experience for you?
it was different. I mean, it was my first time, but it was an awesome experience. I never had much I never got sick. I never had morning sickness. I had motion sickness, but I never had like the whole morning
What is
night,
motion sickness?
like when I was driving in the car. Because remember, right after I found out I was pregnant, I had to go to Jamaica,
Oh,
and we had to do a lot of traveling. We had to be going back and forth to the doctor to do that anatomy scan because Myra decided that she didn't want the doctors to look at her. So I
yeah.
think we went 3 different times to get the same
Yeah,
scan.
they were even planning to send us to like some specialist, or did we go to the
We
specialist?
went. Remember that was the day we sat in the freaking clinic for. It wasn't a clinic. It was a hospital. We sat in the hospital
Yeah,
for at least 4 hours. We were sitting there. People came in after us and got through before us.
yeah. But
And
even
just
even the specialist took a while to see her. I thought they wanted to see her heart or something like that.
I think that the anatomy scan is to see like her spine, make sure everything is like
No, but
developing and so.
all
Oh
along
yeah, and her heart
they weren't
too.
seeing her heart
Yeah,
all along. So
yeah. So
the
they
enemy,
wanted to
yeah.
make sure that it was, and they she just was stubborn. She was in a position, and they couldn't see her. So
She turned her back.
yeah, the whole time. Every pregnancy is different. This pregnancy was okay. Maybe the next one, God, if God so chooses to bless us, won't be. So, but I appreciate every experience. One thing I regret every day that I didn't do was take tons of pictures when I was pregnant. Yeah, I want to say, what's the words? My self esteem went all the way down, and I didn't have the best self esteem to begin with.
Honestly, I was worrying about depression for you after. What kind of depression?
Postpartum
Postpartum depression. I
depression.
was worrying about that
My
because at I don't know at that time when they just born, so they weren't getting enough from the breast. So Myra was always crying and stuff like that. It it really, I think it got to her, and she didn't wanted the baby out of her sight at some point. She was always, she wanted the baby to be there. She didn't want it to get any rest and stuff like that.
I mean, I think that's if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's especially if it's your first kid. I think that's every mom not wanting the baby to leave her side. I remember when I was in the hospital, it took a lot out of me to send her to the nursery.
We did only once we did that. No, we only send her to the daycare once. Otherwise, we it was like to send her to do checkups and stuff.
Checkups and to get her shots, but it took. It's something that's they encourage us to have the baby. What is it? What they call? What there's a name for it? To sleep in our room. There's a name for it. They encourage us to have the baby sleep in our room, so that she can breastfeed on demand. My boobs weren't producing as much milk initially. Like my milk didn't come in until I left the hospital. So she wasn't getting enough milk. It hurt as heck. Like I can't describe the pain. If you've breastfed before, then you know what I'm talking about. It hurts. And then I had the lactationist come in.
The breastfeeding lady.
Yeah.
The squeeze nipple.
She was like manhandling my boob, talking about oh, you gotta do this way. And I'm sitting there in pain. I tell you, pain.
Didn't you get a certificate for breastfeeding or something?
Did
like
I?
That? Yeah, they were like you were the best on the block and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah.
Myra, they were saying that Myra latched.
She latched good.
Latched good.
But I don't think so. I think it hurt. Even
Myra had temper problems.
Yeah, even when I went home, it was bad, really bad. I stopped breastfeeding at 6 months, and I kind of regret it in some ways. I felt like even if I stopped breastfeeding, I felt like I should have continued pumping. I had a whole stash of milk in the refrigerator, and then we had a storm. Remember that storm?
Yeah.
Then all the milk went bad. All the milk that I pumped went bad, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even.
That's the only time we lost light.
When all the milk went bad.
But when she was born, first I knew about the skin to skin for males. That was really cool. I did that. I think I did that
I did
a couple times.
It was cute. It was nice to see them bonding. It was a nice experience.
I think my was, I don't want to say over comfortable, but she normally fall asleep on my chest after at nights when I'm home from work. I think I had a picture of both of us.
We all have pictures of her sleeping on your. That's where she would sleep until one point. I was like, you know what? You gotta stop letting her sleep on your chest, because then she's not gonna want to sleep on her own.
Yeah.
But
even though I can get her to fall asleep on my chest.
Yeah, I mean I guess that's just a daddy daughter thing.
Yeah.
Come now to have the baby. 40 weeks due date come. No baby, no contractions, nothing. I'm already out of work. I already took off of work from before the due date. So I'm like, okay, just in case. And I got so big. I'm going to try to put a picture in. I was all belly. So it was so hard for me to like walk around with all that extra weight on. I gained so much. I still have all the weight on. I'm trying to lose it right now. So, and then I got sciatica towards the end of my like sciatic pain. I stopped working the 16th. Myra was due the 22nd. Thursday night, we went into the hospital. I had a doctor's appointment that day. The doctor said I was having contractions, but I wasn't feeling them. At that point, I was close to 41. I wasn't 41 weeks yet, because Myra was born 41 weeks exactly. And the doctor was like, okay, you're having contractions. So we're going to induce you today. I'm like, all right, whatever. Go to the hospital. Taking my own sweet time. Check in at 9 o'clock. They were really good at the hospital. I'm not going to front. I had a great experience. They had me on the Pitocin. They had me on everything at like in less than an hour. And We were there, we were chilling, we were talking. No, still no They said I was having contractions, but I was not feeling them.
I don't think Myra was moving.
I wasn't feeling. She was moving around and everything fine, but I wasn't. She just didn't want to come out. So I came back positive for the group strep, a bacteria that lives on the outside of the skin. So they test you for that right before you have, if you're gonna have a vaginal birth, vaginal delivery, so that way they can give you the
Antibiotics.
Antibiotic before that shit burned like it hurt so it felt like fire in my arm.
Yeah.
I kept telling the nurse, I was like, it's burning. She's like, oh, it's gonna burn. I'm like, there's no way it's supposed to burn this bad. It burns so bad. It hurt worse than the contractions that I was supposedly feeling, because I was not feeling any contractions whatsoever. Anyway, fast forward, they're like, oh, they kept checking me. They're like, oh, you're maybe half. This is after the next day. I want to say 20 hours in or so. Oh, you're half a centimeter in dilated. Oh, you're not progressing. She's not even descended. Blah, blah, blah. I'm getting antibiotics on top of antibiotics. Come Saturday morning now, this is 2 days. Thursday, not completely 2 days, but Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday morning. So a day and a half. The nurse comes in to hang the other bag of Pitocin. So I go, at this point, what am I, mind you, C-section was far from my mind. I just didn't want major surgery. Like, C-section is major surgery. But after a day and a half going through that, not being able to sleep, just in constant, like, discomfort, I was like, at this point, what are my chances of getting the C-section? They're like, you're like right on the brim. I'm like, okay, don't even bother. I look at my husband. I was like, all right, don't even bother hanging the other bag. It was an amazing experience. It was a scary experience. After I felt the repercussions of all that antibiotic, I think it was 3 to 4 bags total antibiotic, and all that fluid. Yeah. I didn't have a problem going to the bathroom number. I thought I had diarrhea because it loosens you up, antibiotics. Yeah. And then I was so swollen. My legs, the incision, I was just like swollen. So, I mean, what was it like seeing me on the table?
Oh, that part was scary. The table part was scary. Even the time when we see the blood. Like they have the suction, they must suck out the blood. You see all that blood in the jug. That was scary as shit. Till even after that, when they called me to cut the umbilical cord, I didn't want it to go. I was scared, but I went and I did it. Other than that part, everything else was alright. Everything else was good.
Okay. Yeah, and
at that point, Big Betty Burger was giving 2 for 1 or so, something like that.
That's how I gained all my weight, y'all. I did not take care of myself, and now I'm feeling it. My hair, my skin, my body. 1 year later, so I'm trying to. I'm getting there. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying. Yeah. Keyword trying. But now we have a beautiful baby girl. She's just amazing. This kid, just seeing her run around, trying to take her. She's so scared of walking. I don't know what it is, but she's on the cusp.
I don't really think it's being scared. I think she just know how to move, and that's good enough for her.
Yeah, like she just doesn't want to go. But like today, she was so close. She took 1 step, and then by the time Oushane took out the phone, she was like, no, I ain't having it. And she went down.
She went right back down.
So she's on the cusp. She's saying a few words here and there. she's calling auntie because we talk to her aunt every day. So it's
Busy,
just
busy, busy, busy.
she's like auntie busy, 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 busy. It's just the cutest thing, you know. She wants to do the dishes every day. Like if you open the dishwasher, she's in it, like in the dishwasher. She's just such a cute, and nobody can tear her away from our shows. Like her shows is her shows.
Yeah.
She's just, and she loves reading. Oh my god, I could sit here for hours telling you about this kid.
Not just reading, but music. When you sing, it's like you can stop her from doing anything at all.
Yeah, like she's just
Music is just a big part of her.
amazing. This kid is just amazing watching her grow. It's just a rewarding experience. Mind you, it is hard with a capital H, but it's very rewarding, and I would not trade this experience. And the time that she came, at first I didn't know, but now I know, now I know.